Well, good evening, family. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It is Friday night, and the usuals are here. Hendo and Yolanda, we are here to talk Ravens football on a, Friday night, casual, laid back. Just want to kick it here with you guys and allow you all to ask questions, and we're here to answer whatever questions you have. So, with that, Hendo, how are you tonight?
I'm tired. I'm sleepy. I'm hungry. I'm upset because we have no football this weekend.
I
But
know.
other than that, I'm well. How are you?
I am doing fabulous. Thank you for asking. Yeah, no football for the Ravens this weekend, but the positive, right? The bright side is at least we don't have to stress and worry and fret and yell and do
hmm
whatever else we do, want to throw things at the television on Sunday, right? Or Monday. So that's a silver lining because be honest now, have you not wanted to kind of yell and scream a little bit at this team in these last few weeks?
I have, and I was not able to because I appreciate you.
Thank you
I
for
wanted to,
subscribing.
I wanted to, but I couldn't because I was streaming with you. And unfortunately, the
Yes.
language that I use in my home is not the same language that I use around you.
Well, I appreciate you for um, choosing a different version of frustration when you're on live with me, as opposed to using, like you said, the language that you use in your house. Yes, yes, yes. So there are some positives to take away from this bye week. At least we get to watch other teams. And I don't know about you, but I'm going to watch other YouTubers sweat it out, worry about their team, be frantic, all of the things that kind of we do when we live stream, but now it's on them. So I'm excited for the weekend, even though there's no Ravens football. Want to say
Thanks.
hello to everyone who's joined in the chat. Wow, you guys are coming out just supporting on this Friday night. We really, really appreciate it. And as you know, 31 days of December, you're going to get content every single day on my channel as well as Hendo's. So make sure that you're subscribed to both. Make sure your post notifications are turned on to both channels because you never know. It might be, for the last few days we've been doing live streams, but you never know. We might change it up and add some videos on there or some shorts. One short per week was the agreement.
Mm-mm. 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 What day are we on?
We are on day 6, December 6th.
Oh
We're
God.
almost halfway there.
It feels like day 21.
Oh, stop it. Listen, let us know in the chat whether you're watching on my channel or Hendo's. Give us a thumbs up if you have been enjoying seeing us come here every day, giving you content. And let us know, thumbs up if you want to continue to see it. Hendo Live for the
Mm-mm.
remainder of this month. Just go ahead and give us a thumbs up in the chat. And
All
while
right,
you're doing,
I'm sorry. Go
go
ahead.
ahead. What were you going to say?
I was just gonna say I make this one promise.
Okay, listen up, gang. He's going to make a promise.
I will live stream more until 2025.
No, no,
There
no.
you have it.
Because in
That's next.
2025,
That's next year.
that's next month. What I'm saying is that
Semantics.
mhm, the problem with that is the Ravens are about to go on a true Super Bowl run.
Uh
And
huh.
if you say, we are, and if you say, well, I'm only going to stream until the end of this year, you won't be streaming
I
when we
said
make that
more. I said stream more.
more.
Now, obviously, we're going to do the playoffs. That
Ooh,
is that is obvious. We're going to do the playoffs. If
and
the
the
Ravens
Super
make the Super
Bowl.
Bowl, if the Ravens make the Super Bowl, that's a no brainer. It's a party around here. Like
That's
we're
it.
gonna do the darn thing.
Yes.
But if we get Harbaugh again and we're out like the first, second round,
If we get
uh,
what?
Harbaugh.
I didn't know that
Listen,
that's a word. I'm going to look it up after. I'm going to go in my dictionary online and look that up just to see exactly the meaning of Harbaugh.
yeah, I just made it up. But listen, I saw one of the best quotes that I've seen in a long time a little while ago, and it said that this coaching staff is a staff that makes good players underperform.
Oh, now that's terrible.
But is it false?
Let me ponder that before I give you a final answer. Let me do that. I want to say hello, Frank Jackson, Jesus, Brent Lauren, Justin, Shug. I have a few questions. If you have questions, this is Purple Friday Q&A. Leave a Q, colon, and then your question. That way it's easier for me to spot as we're going through tonight. If you have a question, let us know. We're here to answer whatever burning questions you might have. So feel free to ask away, and we will
Yes.
answer most of the questions that are submitted tonight.
Thanks. And I want to give a shout out to Brandon Bazell and Sean Coles for becoming new members of the channel. Appreciate y'all. Sean, there should be a message in the membership, and all the new members, there should be a message in there linking you to the Discord if you would like to join.
Awesome. That is so great. Thank you for supporting. And if you would like to also become a channel member, Sean Coles and Brandon Bazell are channel members to both myself and Hendo. If you would like to become a channel member, you can go to either channel, both channels, not either, go to both. Double
Spread the
your
love.
pleasure.
It's the
That's
holiday
it.
season.
Tis the season. Go to both of our channels, and there is a join button down in the description where it will bring up all of the tiers that are available to you. That it's just a way for you to further support the channel and the works that we're doing on our respective channels. I see you, the Chef 87, Funky Homo Sapien. I love that. It's such a cute name. That is so fun. And the avatar, really, I love it. It's good. We got our first question coming in. Oh, and before we get to that question, we have a tip and a dance from Hendo. We have a tip coming in from Shug Knight 323. Shug said he has questions, but before we get into those questions, thank you for the donation, Shug. If you would like to donate to the channels, there is a Cash App on Hendo's channel. I think there should be a pin link. And there's also on both of our channels, you can click down below where you can leave a super chat. That just gives you automatic priority. If you have a question or a comment, you get moved up to the front seat. So go ahead and ask your questions and feel free to donate to our channels tonight. Rave Kingdom wants to know, will John actually make change on the O-line during this break? Ooh, excellent question. I'll let you start, Hendo. What do you think?
No.
Wait,
The man said it. He's like, I don't see any need to make changes.
No, he vacillated.
Oh, did he?
He did. He went back and forth. He said, yeah, well, I could see where we could stand to improve a little. I'm just saying what I'm repeating.
I understand. But
he's like, I could see where we could stand to improve, especially on pass pro. And then he went on to say that, yeah. So he did recognize it.
But you have to understand ghetto speak. You have to understand when, it's called double talk. If you ask me a question and I say, yeah, I could see where I was wrong in that situation, it's not me actually saying that I'm wrong. It's me saying that I can see where you thought that I was wrong. I'm not owning up to anything. And we have 13 weeks of proof. He doesn't know what he's doing. He's not willing to make changes. The only reason that Andrew Voorhees is not playing right now is because he got injured. It wasn't his level of play. It was just because he got injured. And they were like, okay, the offensive line performed a little bit better, so let's just keep this momentum going. So, yeah, he told you. He said, I don't see a need to make any changes. I think they played really well outside of run blocking and pass blocking. Outside of that, they played well. So, why would he?
Yeah, I mean, Voorhees was okay. He wasn't great, and he's not going to be great. What'd you say?
He wasn't good.
Right. That's why I say he wasn't great. He wasn't really that good either, but he was a rookie in terms of although it's his second year in the league, it's his first year, on the field. Shug has a question. Let me head over and take.
They said he's talking Harbaughese.
We're gonna get there. I gotta catch up. Let me take some comments real quick because I see you guys have some. So, wrong screen. Here we go. There we have it. Shug Knight wants to know, Hendo, for those who are non-vegan, what's the best vegan dish for someone who is, looking to become or are interested in learning more about vegan cuisine?
I mean, are you talking homemade? Are you talking store bought? I mean, there's a bunch of different things. Like, I love my hot wings. I love my hot wings. But there's a place and I don't know where they are. They're brand new to Howard County. It's a place called Cheesesteak and Company, and they make these amazing cheesesteaks. They make regular and they make vegan. And I can imagine if the vegan cheesesteaks taste that well, because it tastes almost like a real cheesesteak. I can imagine what the real ones taste like. Jose went there and he bought one for his family, and they loved it. So
Wow.
yeah,
Okay. Thank you. I will answer on my end. I'm going to say homemade is always best. That's kind of what I like.
it is.
I don't really do a lot of processed foods or store bought, or I don't eat out that much. I make all of my food. So I have a recipe that is ready to go. I just need to release it on my second channel. The link is in the description if you're interested in my second channel. Don't go over there and think that I've been active on that second channel, and it's been a while, but I'm coming back. And the second
It,
channel is plant-based. So if you are looking to incorporate fruits, vegetables in your diet, you really don't know how to do it, where to start, I got you covered. But one of my upcoming recipes is for a vegan. It's not fake meat because it's not rubbery. It's made from all plants, and it's a walnut based lentil and lots of vegetables, but you won't know it because of the seasonings that I add. That video should be coming out really soon. So that's kind of my favorite. It's a staple because it's so versatile. So that's what I would recommend. Boy Wonder, hey there. Good evening. Thanks for joining. Is it just me, or on Hard Knocks do the players look sick of Harbaugh? Because they do to me. Good question. I'll start there. We talked about it a little bit last night in the stream, and if you missed it, you can head over after you watch this, after we finish here, go over and watch our last live stream from last night. Really good information, good questions came about. And one of the questions was, do we think that Harbaugh has lost or is losing the locker room? That question came about because of Hard Knocks. It looks like the players are a little disjointed, so to speak, and compare that to how the players look, how they, their body language when they're sitting in meetings for the Steelers. I know, Suge, I know. But it's the truth. When you look at Hard Knocks and you see how the players for the Steelers really rally behind their coach, whether you as a Steelers fan like Coach Tomlin or not, it's about the players. So to me, to answer your question, Boy Wonder, yes, the players do look kind of over it with John Harbaugh. And I want to say hello real quick to another one of my channel members who is here, Jeff J. Thank you for being here,
What's up,
and
Jeff?
thank you for your support. Hendo, what do you think? Do you think the players look sick and tired of John Harbaugh?
100%. Like they are sick and tired of being sick and tired. Now, I do believe that maybe the first 4 years, maybe five, the players buy into his system. They buy into his rah-rahness. They buy into the, oh, I love my players. I'm a players coach. But then they quickly realize, listen, this man doesn't have a game plan, nor does he have a counterpunch when these teams come in and knock us down. It's kind of hard, and I know that we don't like to compare franchises. I know we're not supposed to look and see what the Joneses are doing, but when you're sitting on the sideline,
Hmm.
or as a player, if you're watching Hard Knocks and you see Mike Tomlin, and I don't care anything about the X's and O's, but you see him going up to his players, hey, we're gonna need you this next play. Hey, listen, I know you fumbled. It's all right. We coming right back to you. Him giving pep speeches to his players, running up and down the sideline, and then they pan over to John Harbaugh, and he's just standing there, just looking befuddled, just like, I can't believe I'm still coaching.
No,
I
wait, Hendo.
They still paying me to stand here and do nothing during games. But you know what though? I'm gonna show the world what I got. Where's that red challenge flag? I don't even know we got the ball.
Hendo.
But I mean, am I lying? When you see John Harbaugh on the sideline, do you ever see him engaging with his players, or do you always see him just standing there,
Yeah,
looking dazed and confused? I think the
yeah.
man get high,
Stop it.
high off
Suge,
his ego.
Sean Coles, yes, he has become a member. Thank you. For 1 month, it says, Sean Coles, thank you for your
Appreciate it.
support. I appreciate you. Yeah, Brent, we got to keep these live streams going. We sure do.
Oh, what,
And
what, what? Whoa,
yeah,
I missed that one.
No, Brent says right here, my baby is loving these live streams. Notifications
Oh,
are on. We got to keep this going. And then the question was, that is in response to earlier. I said, leave a thumbs up in the chat if you want Hendo to be on live more often. And see, we have all of these people here saying thumbs up. They're responding. Shug, answer to your question earlier. One of the best juices. So let me take a couple of seconds real quick. I am into a very holistic type of, diet, and I try to really concentrate on live foods, fresh fruits, vegetables. And I am a huge proponent of juicing. That is amazing for your body and the results. I know this has nothing to do with the Ravens, but this is a question that was asked, so I'm going to answer it. But the amazing results that you get, the energy, if you're feeling sluggish, slow, lethargic, just anything, you're just not feeling yourself. Your body really could stand to get a shot, a dose, right, of all of the nutrients, the phytonutrients from live juicing, where you're getting all of it right away, and it's difficult to consume that amount of fruits and vegetables. What's so funny?
I'm just waiting for you to answer the main question.
I'm going to get there in a minute, but I wanted to let people know who are new to my channel who might not know. Shug knows that I like to juice, but somebody might be saying, well, okay, why are you asking about this? So I wanted to give an explanation. But anyway, so moving on. One of the best juices for liver. It's the same thing with kidneys as well. Beets. Now, I know what you're thinking. Raw beets. You juice beets, lemon, always add lemon. Ginger, because it's a wonderful antioxidant for the body. So lemon or lime, the acidity is going to cleanse the liver, the kidneys. So always make sure beet, lemon, ginger. I have a recipe on my channel that's beet concentrate, and it is an acquired taste. I will say that. But you mix in other things such as cranberry or pomegranate, and it's not so bad. I promise you. So there's the answer to that question. Yes, Kamal Porter, stress-free weekend.
I got a better answer. Water. Juice that.
Hey, Agnes.
What's up, Agnes?
Davon, cousin Davon. Yes, consistency is key. We said it, and here we are delivering. That's it. But yeah. Osmond says, this weekend, we get to root against the Steelers and the Bengals. Listen, I want both of those teams to lose. That's just it. That's just it. 86 Ghost has become a channel member. Thank you. He's been a member of not become a channel member, but he's been a member of my channel for a month now. Thank you. I appreciate it. Do we think that some changes are going to be made on offensive line? I'm going to say maybe. It might not be the change we want. It might not be to see Ben Cleveland. Going back to that question, I don't think we're going to see that. I still think we're going to have Falele out there on the field, unfortunately. But I always get the guy's name. I want to call him Josh. Is it Josh Jones?
Jones.
Okay, there we go. I got it right. We might see Josh Jones. So that would be the only thing, maybe in place of McCurry. That would be the change. I don't think it's going to be anything of substance, anything substantial. I don't think so.
I don't think it's going to be substantial, but I think the change that he's going to make is what he's going to do is he's going to take Andrew Voorhees and McCurry and stagger snaps. He's going to stagger series and and take kind of the load off, because Pat McCurry has never played this many snaps in one season in his career. And you can see that he's starting to break down. Like, his body isn't built for it. So I think that John is going to swap them out a little bit, kind of like they did the right tackle thing. Like, they would bring Rosengarten in for a few series. I think they'll do that, and he's going to look at the camera like, see, I told y'all, making changes for the better. And it's still the same crappy players.
I want to be optimistic, because clearly we as fans see that we're in dire straits, especially against top-notch defenses. We're in dire straits. If we can see it as fans, the coaches don't see it. And I know the John Harbaugh doghouse is real. It's a thing. but at what expense is it going to, like, wreak havoc? Is it, at what point do we say, hey, your pride, your ego, your doghouse is costing us games? Put in the best players on the field, and Daniel Falele just isn't it.
But that's not how he sees it. He doesn't
I
see it
know.
as it's a his problem. He sees it as everybody else's problem. And then also when you look at the fact that he believes he has the game's greatest equalizer in Lamar Jackson. And unfortunate, since Lamar has come into the league and has been on the team, he has made a lot happen with a lot less.
Hmm.
So that gives John the belief that, listen, in any situation, we can come back, we can win, we can dominate games. I don't have to coach well. We don't have to bring in dominant players at certain positions. Lamar is going to will us to wins. And then when it doesn't happen, it's just, hey, guys, it's a 17-game schedule. You can't win them all.
Right. Exactly. Sean Coles wants to know, are we saving money with DJ?
No, we're not.
No, we're not.
I mean, once you traded for him and you picked up whatever portion of his contract that you picked up, that's
That's right.
still money going to the cap. And I don't care if it's 500, 800K, it's money that we technically said we didn't have to go out here and sign certain players. So
Right.
you keep signing these players for a million, 2.5, it adds up. And then you still have to factor in things like the OBJ contract. Now, because they didn't re-sign him the next season, he had a dead cap hit. So now that's more money that we cannot use. It's a couple other players I can't remember offhand that we were still paying dead money on
Hmm.
as far as cap wise goes. And it's players that haven't played for the team for like 2-3 years.
And we're
And
still
it's
paying
because
them.
of the way that they structure the contracts. Now they think that they're outsmarting people at the time, but when you start paying people that can't play the game and they don't last, they're not on the team, and that's money that you can't spend on other positions. But I don't know if it's a gift or a curse, because if the Ravens actually had that extra money, they would have gone out there and gotten another defensive back.
Yeah, they sure would have, because they certainly didn't want to re-sign Zeitler for 3 or 4 million. We could have done that easily. Easily. Sean Coles, can we sign another wide receiver? Are any available? Ooh. I mean, we can. I don't know who's available, who would, but more importantly, who wants to come and play for the Baltimore Ravens, especially with the headlines that have been just made with Deontay Johnson? Like, would you, as a wide receiver, be chomping at the bit, knowing that, hey, they're with the roster that they have right now, they can't figure that thing out. They're suspending wide receivers. I'm not wanting to go there. No thanks.
The
So,
one name, I don't know if he's been signed, but he just got released. Josh Reynolds. He just got released. He was a name that has been linked to the Ravens. But like she said, as a wide receiver, why would I want to come to this organization? And I do understand that Deontay brought this suspension upon himself, refusing to go into a game, especially in a new situation, a new team. There has been speculation they've had this problem in Pittsburgh with him. It may have been some things going on in Carolina. That's why they let him go so easily. But just organizationally, if you look just throughout the history, if I'm looking at a team and I'm trying to latch on and I know that I'm not a great player and I'm trying to do everything I can to make a team that I can make some kind of contribution to, this is the team that I'm going to. Because throughout its history, you really don't see a long lineage of wide receivers making their mark on the NFL. And then coming into this season, you have a head coach that's pretty much told the league, I don't give a damn about wide receivers at all. I don't care about your numbers. I don't care about your production. Hey, you want to come here? Cool. If you want to win games. If you're worried about anything else, this ain't the team for you. So why would I want to go play for a head coach that outright told me, like, look, bro, I don't care about you. Only thing I care about is Lamar and looking good. That's it.
yeah. Here we have a question from Dub. Hey there, welcome in. Does a loss to the Giants put Harbaugh in win or get fired mode? Ooh, that's a very good question.
Let me see.
Okay, go ahead.
Let me see. When or hear Ferris's mouth for the next
Hey,
4
Tanja.
years.
Ooh, ooh.
What's up, Tanja?
Hey, Tanja.
You
Thanks
know
for
what?
being here.
I'll take the ribbon. I listen. If we lose this game, I would think that the fan base would call for John Harbaugh's neck. You lose to a team that whose starting quarterback, they just let him go. They said, you know what? $40 million a year, we don't care. Enough is enough. You let your best player in Saquon Barkley go. Your best defender in Dexter Lawrence is out for the year. Brian Burns, the guy that you trade for, he's nicked up. Defensively in the backfield, not really that strong. They lost their safety, McKinney, who was one of their better defenders as well. So they don't really have much on that team. And if the Ravens, who were a Super Bowl favorite going into this game, ends up losing this game, who are you going to put that on? You go and have a bye week. So that gives you an extra week to prepare for a team that's really injured, badly coached, just an organizational failure, and you lose this game. I would think that Bashada would be like, you know what? We're not getting it done with you, but he would keep him. And I would think that it would take for the fans to have to stop showing up at games, stop buying the merchandise, stop promoting the Ravens as a whole to get something to actually happen. Because I don't care what happens the rest of the season. I'm not really sure if Bashadi's ready to fire Harbaugh.
I don't think it's going to matter. Honestly, Dub, I don't think so. It doesn't matter if we win or lose. At this point, they're not going to, quote, part ways with John Harbaugh right now. I think the only time such a conversation even begins to become relevant or on the table is if we don't win the AFC championship.
All right.
Or if we are a first round exit in the playoffs. Then I think at that point you will start to see or hear rumblings of Steve Bisciotti being disgruntled. If there's an uproar, which I anticipate there will be in the fan base.
But this fan base is divided anyway.
It is.
We always hear, but he wins games during the regular season. What more do you want?
Right. We want a Super Bowl. We want not to just be a great
Duh.
team during the regular season. We want to be able to say, hey, we're competitive, not just for 17 games.
But if we get rid of Harbaugh, who we're going to use? Who's going to come in here? Who's going to come in here and be the head coach? Well, didn't John Harbaugh do that?
Thank you so much for the super chat. Thank you. Thank you very much. Did he leave a comment?
Yes.
Okay. I'll get to it. Let me go down. Wow. See, I'm skipping over all these comments to get to the super chat. I'll go back to the
It's a good one. It's a good one.
Okay. El Skeletor Gore wants to know, can we get some sponsors and local business to rally and push to get Harbaugh out of the building? Maybe some billboards and radio advertisement. Excellent question. Excellent question. That's tough because businesses are, first glance, they're concerned with their business and they're going to look at how this could be a detriment to them, how this could affect revenue. So that'll be tough. That would really be, I mean, I don't know that it could happen, but if you take, for instance, one of the more popular seafood restaurants around town or in the harbor, I don't think they would do it because of the negative consequences that could ensue as a result of that in terms of, loss of generated revenue and business to them. So
now, what could happen is we all could put together and make a billboard of our own.
What are we going to say on the billboard? Let us know in the chat.
Super Bowl or else.
Let us know in the chat. We're going to build our own billboard. What are we going to put on the billboard?
Put it right downtown in front of the stadium.
And what is it going to say?
Super Bowl or else.
Good evening, Florence. Thank you for being here. Equip Institute. She just had a live stream over on her channel. She does an amazing job of helping you get organized and get focused and be productive. Love it. And David Hunt, another one of my channel members, is here. Great, inspirational. Love his channel every morning, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Start your day off with just a bit of inspiration to help you make it through the difficult days. So click on their avatars. Go over and support them. They're doing really good things.
I got it.
Uh-oh.
We clip out the NSYNC video, portion of the NSYNC video, and put John Harbaugh's head on Justin Timberlake's body, having him singing bye, bye, bye. And put, if you don't win the Super Bowl, ... and then just have him dancing around to the bye, bye, bye.
That's going to be our billboard.
That's going to be our billboard.
Okay, if you don't win the Super Bowl, but you got to be specific this year. Because remember, EDC said, next year our O-line will be set. So if you just say, if you don't win a Super Bowl, that leaves it up for debate. Well, you didn't say when. We'll win one eventually, just not now. But for me, I want us to win a Super Bowl this year. We've got a
Yes, you
ways
do.
to go. We do. We have
It
a
can.
ways to go. Um, Here's another question from Flagship Fantasy. What are your guys' thoughts on Ben Johnson for head coach and Joe Douglas for GM? I like EDC, but I don't see an outcome to where EDC fires John. That's my point. I don't see it happening.
He
It'd be
can't fire.
nice. So it will be on Bishotti, and if he does, those are my picks. Thank you for your question. Hendo, what do you think about Ben Johnson and Joe Douglas?
I like I like Joe Douglas. I think he is a great evaluator of talent. He was the head scout for the Baltimore Ravens, and he helped get us some darn good players. He helped the Eagles get some players. He was pivotal in them winning their first and only Super Bowl. And he went to the New York Jets, and he built a heck of a team. Listen, in one draft, he got Garrett Wilson, Sauce Gardner, uh, Jermaine Johnson, and Brees Hall. Now he has an issue with picking quarterbacks, but for the foreseeable future, we have Lamar Jackson, so that's something we don't have to worry about with him. I think that he drafts better than EDC does. I don't know if he would be given the freedom that EDC has, being the longevity that he has with this organization, but I would welcome it. I mean, it's time to find somebody else that can help build this roster up.
Yeah.
I mean, even if it's a co GM thing, we need that. Ben Johnson replacing John Harbaugh. If you'd asked me this a couple of years ago, I would have been all for it. I would have been like, yeah, Ben Johnson, young offensive mind, probably can get the best out of Lamar Jackson. Sure, let's do it. But then I've watched him over the last few seasons, and the one thing that's rubbed me the wrong way, and this is just me, is the fact that he interviewed for the Washington Commodores head coaching job. And he pretty much told them, like, you're basketball guys. What do you know about football? And that rubbed me the wrong way because
Yeah.
I understand basketball is not football, but you have Magic Johnson as one of the owners, who
Hmm.
is one of the greatest winners in history.
History. Yes.
History. So he
Yeah.
knows about winning. He may not know about football at this point, but smart people hire smart people to
Yes.
run organizations. And that rubbed me a little bit the wrong way. But another thing that I have issue with in watching the Detroit Lions with Ben Johnson is they have David Montgomery and Jameer Gibbs at running back. And clearly, Jameer Gibbs is twice the back that David Montgomery is. But for some reason, David Montgomery gets the majority of the carries.
Yep.
Me personally, and it may be a situation where he's trying to, save him, take some carries off of him to give him longevity in his career. But the Detroit Lions are trying to win now. Like, they've never been to a Super Bowl. They've never won a Super Bowl. They're trying to win right now. And
Yep.
to me, that's telling me you do not know how to truly utilize the elite talent that's on your team. So if you come over here to the Ravens, what are you going to do with Lamar Jackson?
Hmm.
And then as far as you being a leader, you do, and just even going to a job interview. I don't care if you truly believe that in your heart, but
Hmm.
to tell somebody, yeah, I don't think y'all know what y'all doing. What? That's ego to me, and that's bringing in another John Harbaugh.
At that rate, we might as well keep the one we have. 86 Ghost wants to know, didn't Denver just cut a wide receiver?
I thought it was Josh Reynolds. Wasn't it? Was Josh Reynolds?
Okay, then he might be available. So
No, yeah, I think he's available,
if
but,
he's available, but again, who wants to come here? If you
I
are a
mean,
if you are a, I know money talks, I get it. But
no,
if
no, no,
you
I wasn't gonna say
but if you are
that.
a wide receiver and
Mhm.
you've heard in the news this week what's going on in Baltimore, and not
Yeah,
just with Deontay Johnson, you've
yeah.
seen it from disgruntled players all the way back and before Hollywood Brown. So you've seen a history, a pattern of demonstrated history where wide receivers are unhappy when they come here.
But okay, 100% correct. I agree with you 100%. But in Josh Reynolds' case, you just got cut from a team that has a dearth of talent at the wide receiver position. So if you couldn't make it on the Broncos after they traded away Jerry Jeudy, maybe you're not the
Mm.
best. And the last memory that I truly have of Josh Reynolds is the NFC Championship last season when he dropped that third down pass that could have helped get Detroit to the Super Bowl. I remember him dropping some passes. So beggars can't be choosers. Oh, he went to the Jags. Never mind.
He went to the Jags. Yeah. Okay. Thank you,
Never mind.
Tanja. He's already at the Jags. Too late. Even if he were available, there you go. Not gonna lie, Deontay refusing to play is crazy, but
It
I
is.
understand the frustration. It is. It is. It is crazy that he didn't want to play and, just kind of refused to do it. But, you know, hey,
Uh,
it's one of those things.
I'm
Go
like I
ahead,
said,
Hendo.
like to me, I understand. I truly understand. You believe in yourself. You believe in your talent. You believe that you can actually help this team you can come in and help this team win games. You
Yeah,
believe in yourself that much, and you probably have the talent that's more sufficient than some other guys on this team. But I also don't see how you can quit on your brothers. In a
that's
time of need when we're losing a game and they're like going a game, regardless if it's because Rashad Bateman got fake hurt, as some people claim.
yeah.
You go in and you do it for the people that you are in that locker room with. You don't do it for the coaching staff. You don't do it for the organization. You do it because your brothers know, because you know that your brothers need you
Need
at
you.
that point in time. So
Yeah,
that's where I'm truly disappointed in him. Me personally,
for
I
sure.
get it to an extent. Like,
Yeah,
yo, don't call on me now because I'm the only option left.
right. I
Like,
don't want sloppy seconds. Yeah,
don't make me a last resort. I get that. But
yeah.
you are paid handsomely to play a children's game.
Hmm.
So the compensation, listen, I don't care if I have you come in the last 2 minutes of the fourth quarter. It's your job.
Hmm.
And Bill Belichick said it best. Do your job.
That's it. That's it. Wanted to take a moment to say I saw earlier in the chat, Jared
What's
Green
up,
is
Jared?
with us. Go over to his channel, Southern Ballers Show. Great breakdown. He and his, I think his twin brother and a couple
Twin.
of other coaches, and they get together and they put on a phenomenal show. It's really, really good. So make sure you click on his avatar, check him out. B Squared wants to know what small changes can be
Mhm.
made that will have a big or meaningful impact next year, assuming we keep Harbs. I think this, for starters, a small change that can be made if we keep assuming we keep Harbaugh. I don't know. That's a tough one because I don't see the mindset changing. If we keep Harbaugh, there are not going to be any small changes. They're not going to, in the offseason, really invest in like this offensive line, making it a priority because EDC has already said, hey, they're set for next year. So I don't anticipate them. And in the first round of the draft, it doesn't matter who is on the board, who's available. They're not going to trade up. They're not going to go after an O lineman. They're going to go DB.
I
So
mean,
what small change? I think, yeah, I don't know because we have big changes that need to happen. I don't know. Yeah, that one's a good question, but that one has me stumped. What about you, Hendo? What do you think a small change that we can make if we keep Harbaugh?
strip him of his power.
That's not a small change. That's a
That
huge
is
change.
that's a small change.
That's a huge
In the
change.
grand scheme of an organization, letting a general manager be a general manager without having to get to question and get answers from his head coach, that's really small because that's how most organizations are run. So to me, that's a small thing. Like, listen, you don't have you can give your opinion on personnel, which you want, but you don't have final say. I, as the general manager, if I so choose to, if I don't think that this offensive coordinator is doing his job, I'm going to pick an offensive coordinator that I feel is worthy of being the offensive coordinator to one of the greatest quarterbacks of this generation. If the defensive coordinator ain't getting it done, I reserve the right to go out there and pick the one that I want. And I can hire and fire as I choose because apparently John Harbaugh isn't doing a great job of it. That's why we run through so many offensive coordinators throughout his tenure. And yes, some of the defensive coordinators have gone on to get head coaching jobs, but some of the replacements have been subpar. We got lucky with Mike McDonald, to be quite honest with you. We got lucky.
My thought is what you're saying in reality,
Mm-hmm.
it is a big change because if it were a small
For him.
change, well, it is. And my point is, if it were a small change, he would have already done it by now. You'd make that small change. You know what? I will be the GM, I will be in charge of this. I will take over from here. He hasn't done it.
But
So,
it also depends on the strength of your GM. If your GM voices this to his owner, like, listen, bro, all right, we tried it his way for the last 6 years. It hasn't worked. Give me full autonomy over this team, like most general managers. It depends. Listen, it's a bunch of moving parts that have to align. So we don't know what's going
yeah.
on. To me, that's a small thing. Let your
Okay.
general manager do his job. That's a small thing to me. I
Yeah.
mean, it could be wrong, but I just think that's a small thing.
Andre, thanks for being here. Why are you
What's
saying
going
trade
on?
Lamar? Tell me why.
Because he wants him to win.
And cut Tucker.
Because he
Okay.
wants him to win.
I want to hear from Andre. Tell me why you're saying to trade Lamar. Here's another question from Flagship Fantasy. And if I happen to miss your question, put it in the chat again. I'm trying to keep up. But why, Flagship Fantasy wants to know, why would he go to Chicago over Baltimore that has a 2-time MVP, Hall of Famer running back?
Who, Harbaugh?
Yeah, I don't know why would he go to Chicago over Baltimore?
If you're talking about Harbaugh, it's closer to the Midwest. It gives him a change of scenery. It gives him an opportunity to build up his ego and say, listen, I took this franchise that was struggling, that hasn't been really, really great since 1985, and I brought them back to prominence. And it feeds his ego. And
Mm.
he's also, I personally think he's getting tired of the people of Baltimore. He's getting tired of people like me. He's getting tired of the people that come for his throat every time this team underperforms. Because in his mind, he thinks that he's doing a Hall of Fame type job.
Hendo, you have equipment. You have Florence howling.
Oh!
Exactly. She's hollering over there. Big Reg, thanks for being here. The Ravens
It's
are
all
the
right.
worst contenders in the league right now. Well, I don't know if we're the worst.
As far as the true legitimate Super Bowl contenders,
Yeah,
not just playoff contenders,
right. Not
Super
just.
Super Bowl contenders, we
Hmm.
might be, because we
Yeah,
don't know what we're getting. We don't
yeah,
know which version of the Ravens we're getting. We don't
true.
know if we're going to go into the playoffs, hit that first team, and beat them 45-10, or if we're going to lose 23-21. We
That
just don't know.
inconsistency, that inconsistency has to be dealt with quickly. Quickly. Lenny Beeson, good evening. Thanks for joining. Harbs has been protected for so long, it's a head scratcher. It is. He's
It's,
been, they're BFFs, all of them over there in the front office. They're best friends, neighbors. That's kind of how it is. So he's going to continue to get a pass. And someone said it earlier, I think it was Tanja, as long as Bisciotti is the owner, Harbaugh
well,
will remain the head coach so long as Harbaugh wants to.
that
Again, the
might be
only
that might be changing.
the only right, if he doesn't want to, if there's too much pressure that's being applied to him and he's getting tired of hearing all of the Ravens, not all, because like you said, the fan base is divided, but he's tired of hearing the Ravens complain and growl about this, that, and the third, he might say, you know what, I want to go do something else.
No,
But
no, no.
so
I mean, as far as ownership goes, there have been
right,
some rumors. There have been some rumors that Bisciotti could be selling the team shortly.
yeah, Jeff J brought that up. He said, did you guys listen to Bisciotti's interview a while back to say he might sell the team in
Appreciate you,
10
Jeff.
years? Thank you,
Yeah,
Jeff. I
yeah.
did not hear that. I mean, I didn't hear the interview, but I heard, like, ooh, have you heard or have you listened? And there's talks, right? He might sell the team. Yeah. So that's right, Boy Wonder. He's never held accountable. I'm big on accountability. Very big on that. Heavy on accountability. And that's the one thing that frustrates me being a fan of the Ravens right now with the current front office. Very little accountability. Very little. Lead Commander. Well,
What's going on?
hello there. Thank you for being here. He said, what's up? John Harbaugh is not going nowhere. He has Mike Tomlin type status with the Ravens organization. And Hendo, it's Commanders. Y'all
I'm
better leave.
my man, lead commander. Appreciate you.
That's it.
My apologies. My apologies.
Thank you so much. Oh, we get the dance from Hendo as well. Thank you for the donation. Let me go see where my hearts are.
Appreciate you. And listen, lead commander, I do apologize. The commies. You are 100% correct. The commies.
Why you get him started, League Commander? Why you go there with him? You know
Now, first of
how
all, first of
you.
all, I like League Commander.
I know, I know, I know.
Because
It's cute.
some people when you joke around about their teams, they get all butt hurt. But he takes it
He
all in good
does.
fun.
He
Because
takes it in
it's
stride.
nothing. Because it's nothing. It's no malicious intent really
Yeah.
meant about it. But they are the commies.
Thank you, David, for the kind words. We really appreciate it. If you all are enjoying this content, make sure that you hit the like button. And if you are new, welcome. Subscribe, join the family. A lot in store for you this month of December. Eric Buckner, watching on X. Ravens fan, living in Georgia here. Okay, I'm from Florida, so I'm right next. Well, that's home, but right next door to you. Still come back for every home game. Wow, Eric, I love that. I don't think a move is made on Harbaugh unless fans stop showing up. I agree. That's the only
Facts.
way that this will change. If we
Facts.
don't like the dynamic right now in the front office and how the organization is being, how they're running and our team and what they're doing, that's the only way to make a change. It's
Facts.
not going to
Appreciate you.
be I'm sorry, it's not going to be just, oh, the fans are disgruntled. It's going to have to take, like, they're going to have to feel a financial impact for that to happen. What do you think?
100%. Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree 100%, and appreciate you, Eric. And listen, I miss living in Savannah. Some of my fondest memories were in Savannah, Georgia. Listen, it is totally different than Baltimore. Like I might have almost gotten in like 5 fights when I first moved down there because the people were so nice and polite. And it's kind of like growing up your whole life, Park Heights, Park Heights and Wiley. You know what I mean? And you go down south, and it's like you're just walking, and people are like, "Hey, how you doing? What you want from me? What you want?" I just want to say good morning and good morning and then it's like, "No, brother, good
Just
morning." Oh,
speaking.
okay, my bad, my bad.
Just say hello.
Yeah, I
It,
miss the time, but yeah, listen. Until they start feeling it in their pockets,
that's it.
nothing is going to change. Because as much as we complain, and this is myself included, as much as we complain and talk about what they're not doing, we continue to go to the games. We continue to watch them on TV. We buy the merchandise.
Merchandise.
We do all of these things. So
Yep.
until they start getting hurt in their pockets, you know what I mean? Like they're one of the few fan base, one of the few organizations that
That,
go up on price every year,
yep.
but yet still you don't have better success.
Nope. Season ticket holders are still buying, tickets. We're still supporting as fans. MDT Sports, hey there. And hey, Hawk TV, thanks for being here.
So
Odell was happy. You're right, because he got away with highway robbery. He got $15 million for like 3 catches.
he's even happier this year because he's
Of
gotten
course,
paid and
he's
done
still
so
getting
much
paid.
less.
That's
Did you get
right.
that super chat? Did you bring the super chat up?
I am going to bring it up right now. Let me see. And while I'm looking for that, your Patreon. Hendo, would you tell everyone
Good.
how they can find you on Patreon? And
Yes. If you go to patreon.com/ROUG, you can become a patron for just as little as $5 a month. Listen, I got 5 on. Do you?
I
I'm just kidding.
do. I have 5
I'm
on
just kidding.
it.
Yeah, and you listen, you can come in, join
Yeah.
the community of things that we got going on. And let me tell you guys, it is more than just about football. It's about life. It's about community. It's about helping each other out in whatever endeavor that you have. Like we have become so much of a family. Like the people
Yeah.
in this stream, the people in the Patreon, the people that you see me streaming with, they have become more of my family in the last 2 years than my actual family. I can tell you guys that when it comes to Suge, Yolanda, Jose, Brodney, Coach, when it comes to all of these people, I speak to these people at least once a day. And who would have thought, coming up in the era that I came up in, that you would find people that you met on the internet and interact with them? Me and Brodney, and I hate to say that, me and Brodney stay up till these 3, 4 o'clock in the morning.
Don't tell
Like,
it. But
so,
yeah.
come on in. It's a good time. You get to join the Discord. Even if you sign up and join the Discord and you leave, we never kick you out. Like it's not really that serious, but there are a lot of perks that you can get becoming a patron. Listen, listen. Next season, if it doesn't happen this season, next season I'm looking for a challenge. I'm tired of winning these rings. Like I'm
Oh
tired of winning.
boy.
I'm tired of winning my rings.
Why do
This
y'all
year I'm
get him
going for.
started
This
on
year I'm going for.
this?
You asked the question.
I
This year I'm
did.
going for two separate three-peats. And if I get both of those three-peats this season, I'm retiring.
Please retire.
I'm retiring. I have no competition. What is the purpose of me running something and winning it every season?
Can someone go into Hendo's Discord? Go ahead and join his Patreon, just as little as $5 a month.
Oh, I'm
So we
sorry.
don't.
I'm sorry.
So
And first, I'm sorry. And first, I didn't mean to leave you out first. I was just going off the top of the head. But yes, and first as well. First is a very funny and genuine human being, even though he comes
yeah,
across as something else on camera.
Ferris,
Him, Caleb.
his knowledge base is just for him to be such a young man,
First,
young.
first of all, Caleb, I was just talking about you the other day. Don't
Okay,
do it.
okay,
Don't do it, Caleb.
not
Don't you
today.
do it.
It's Friday night. We're relaxing tonight. Don't y'all get in here kicking up dust. Thank you for the super chat.
Appreciate it.
El
But
Skeletor Gore wants to know, online open letter, aka fans, leave video testimonials as to why we need to move on from Harb as well as EDC. We need to do something. Market this as an event blocked. Exactly.
fact,
We need to do something. We need to do something. We can't just sit idly by and watch our team just kind of, yeah, not be maximized to its fullest potential. That's really frustrating. Fire EDC and get some quality O-line. They're not doing. I'd love it, Osmond. I would love that so much if they would do that. But
so how much of that has to do with the input of John Harbaugh? Because I can tell you,
yeah,
drafting a second fullback, Harbaugh, drafting a punter in the fourth round, Harbaugh. Like some of these decisions are John Harbaugh, and I think if he stepped out of the way a little bit, I'm not saying that EDC would light the world on fire, but I would like to see if he had full autonomy with the draft in building this team in his vision, not John Harbaugh's vision. I wonder what this team would look like, and I'm not saying that he would do an outstanding job or even a better job, but I would like to see what he would do if this were just his team with his decision making.
Ferris wants to know, why has John not lost this locker room? Who says he hasn't?
True.
I think he has to some degree, but let me finish reading. It is the same thing every year, indeed. Philly moved on from Reed because it was failure after failure. It is a lack of wanting to be great for these players. Well spoken,
Yes, Ferris.
well stated and understood. But I think John Harbaugh has lost the locker room. If he hasn't lost it in its entirety, he's certainly losing it. And the players are going to, if they're probably already at this point, frustrated with,
Right.
because if you look at our roster on paper, sans a couple of members on the offensive line, okay, we know that that's a problem. But if you look at the talent that we have on this roster and you look at our record, and then you look at what we did last year with the roster that we had last year, which I think arguably was better than what we have this year. I know we added Derrick Henry, so that like really bumps us up this year. But you couldn't tell me, there was no way you could have convinced me last year that the Ravens weren't the team to beat, and who's going to beat us.
Yeah.
So
I mean, it's a great point by Ferris.
yeah, excellent.
Andy Reid, 4 straight NFC championships. He went to a Super Bowl. He didn't win one, but he went to 4 straight. And the difference between him and John Harbaugh is Andy Reid never lost his locker room. It's just that the ownership lost faith in him. So he still had the guys wanting him to be there, and they let him go with all of that success. Doug Peterson with the same organization won a Super Bowl, and three years later, they fired him. Here we are 12 years later, going through the same things, and we're talking about maybe giving him a fourth extension since
No.
2017.
Oh, no. Say it isn't so. You're right, Tanja. They need to go with the O-line. We need some dogs in the trenches. We do. And not these, like really soft, nice, sweet heart guys on the O-line. We don't need that. We don't need it.
And
And
that includes Ronnie Stanley. And I don't mean for his play. I'm not talking about for his play.
right.
I've watched Ronnie Stanley give up multiple sacks and them knock the snot out of Lamar. And he looked over and didn't pick his quarterback up. Nor did he go and be like, yo, don't hit my quarterback like that. He just walked back to the huddle. Like,
Boy, if I were on that field and I were out there blocking for Lamar, I know, don't even think about it. But what?
that's right.
Okay. It would not be pretty. Yeah, they would get a piece of my mind. That's right.
Everybody hit that like button
Do
like
that.
John Harbaugh hits that unaccountability button. Not it. Not it.
Or as
Not
he
it.
hits that
Not it.
challenge flag. Jeff J is so funny. He said that's a challenge flag blunder. That is who he is. I'm scanning through to see if I missed any questions. Derek White, thank you for being here.
What's going on?
Why should anyone fear us? Exactly. Who's going to take? I saw on X. Who's going to take this team seriously come January or February? Nobody. We go against our identity at the wrong time countlessly. Oh, now see you bringing up flashbacks of the AFC Championship, but you're right. Do you think Harbs still thinks he got it, or do you think he has too much pride to walk away? I think he still thinks he has it. I do. I do. And the reason I say I think that is because he has not faltered. He has not given any indication that he is changing his mindset, his thought process, his philosophy. I watch these pressers waiting for him to take accountability. And I think one of them, maybe the one right after the Eagles loss, I think it was, he actually said, it starts with me. And that was it. That's probably the most accountability that I've ever heard from him. I still think that he believes that his way is right. He knows what he's doing. He won us a Super Bowl before under the same logic and the same premise, and he can do it again. That's what I think. What about you, Hendo?
Yeah, of course, it's too much pride. And listen, it's amazing to me that he didn't start giving into accountability till we started calling him out in droves online. Because before then, it was always, oh, it's another game. We're going to get better. I'm proud of my guys. They played hard. We'll get them next time. But then when everybody, even the gatekeepers in the Ravens community were like, starting to see some cracks in Harb's armor, that's when he came back and was like, yeah, well, it starts with me. I mean, he put some other people in front of that, but then he was like, ultimately, it starts with me. Outside of that, he doesn't believe that. He believes he's doing a bang-up job.
Mm-hmm.
He's really believing that he's hiring the best offensive and defensive minds that is best for this team, and it is not. There are some guys out there that could have been had. Listen, I don't care if you go out here and take a flyer on a new guy. Give him a season. If it don't work, it don't work. We still have Lamar Jackson to kind of make up for his ills. So experimentation with an offensive line, which is not all on Harbs, experimentation with the wide receiver group. Listen, I love Rashad Bateman. I wanted the Ravens to draft Rashad Bateman, but Rashad Bateman will not be a difference maker in the playoffs. And to those that say, well, he's been balling out this season, he has been balling out. And a lot of it has to do with, and I have to give credit where credit is due, is Todd Monken's pass game schemes. They have been scheming him open. Now, he runs some dirty routes. Don't get me wrong. Like he's filthy sometimes, but we don't have wide receivers to where when we lose our identity in the playoffs, and hopefully in 2024, Lamar says, you know what, enough is enough, and he takes full command of this offense, that those guys can get it done. Like it or not, Hollywood always showed up in the playoffs, and Hollywood never fumbled.
Facts. Osman, we're going to take a few more questions and we are going to get out of here tonight. It's almost been an hour. Wow. Thank you all for hanging
Day
with
30
us.
almost over. Day 30 is almost done.
We're only on day 6. We have plenty.
What?
We're only on day 6. We have plenty of live streams. Come. It is not. This is fun. Osman wants to know if you had to do over the 2024 draft again, will you take Wiggins again or Pooney?
Pooney. Take a Pooney. Listen,
Yeah.
I like sometimes I see things coming, right? I already knew, and they may not admit to this, but the Ravens were a little bit down on Marlon Humphrey because he was oft injured for the last couple of seasons and his play wasn't up to the All-Pro.
Thank you for the super chat. You guys are just showing so much love, and we really appreciate it. Thank you very, very much. Let me skip to that real quick so I don't miss it.
Well, let me finish. Let me just finish what I'm saying. So
Okay.
they knew that cornerback was going to be an issue. They knew that they were not going to pay Brandon Stevens no matter what type of season that he had this year. They knew they weren't paying him, so they were bringing in a replacement for him just in case. They went out and got a corner. And of course, because everybody in this team has been hypnotized and brainwashed to love defensive players, they went out and got the cornerback saying, well, the value for the pick is what doesn't. I personally don't give a damn about value for a pick.
Hmm.
Just like when we've drafted Tyler Linderbaum and we were like, I said, take him at 14. Oh, that's too high to take a center. If he's going to be the player that you envision him being, I do not care where you take him. So for me, that was just a cop out for them missing out and not wanting to trade up. Each and every season, we do not have to draft 10 or 11 people.
That
Half
doesn't
of
make
those people
sense.
do not play at all. But for some reason, when EDC is locked in his basement and he's making love to his draft pick cards, he just refuses to give them up. Like it's like it's OCD or something, and he has to have all of them. I think that and I've been saying this for 5 years now, Lamar is your greatest asset. Protect
Yes.
him at all costs. I don't care if it costs you Roquan. I don't care if it costs you Namde. I don't care who it costs you. Protect your quarterback.
Jared Green with the donation. Let me get to Die Hard Eddie first. And I want to say a huge shout out to someone who joined in the chat. The moment we get punched in the mouth, John seems to forget that he's
What's
the
up,
head
Nitro?
coach. Oh, yep. I wanted to say hi to Nitro. We stray from our identity every time. That is the big problem with the Ravens. Well, the Ravens have so many big problems, so let's be real. But that is absolutely true, Die Hard Eddie. It reminds me, it's very reminiscent of how we acted and performed at the AFC Championship. I can't tell you how many people reached out to me following the AFC Championship who are not Ravens fans, and they were like, "What were you guys doing? What were you thinking? Why didn't you just run the ball? Like that was your formula for success. What were y'all doing?" So, thank you again for the super chat.
Appreciate you.
Want to get to this question and take a couple more. So if you have this is the last call, final call for questions that you want myself and Hendo to answer. Derek White wants to know, on a scale of 1 to 10, what do you think our odds are of winning a Super Bowl with Lamar, or is his talent being wasted? Ooh, I will start with that. Lamar Jackson is so incredibly dynamic. We can certainly, with the talent we have now, and that's including this wishy-washy offensive line, up and down, roller coaster. You don't know what it's going to look like offensive line. Speaking of shameless plug, I have a video coming out one day next week. I just finished it today, but we're doing live streams for the next few days. That's what Hendo and I are doing. So wait for it. It's really, really good. It talks about the offensive line, what we need to see from them, and why they are so vital to our success moving forward. But for Lamar, I think we can win the Super Bowl despite the deficiencies that we have on this team. And I say that because our defense has stepped up just ever so slightly. If we were still seeing the lackluster defense, then I would say, ooh, that's an uphill climb. That's a really tall order. Lamar Jackson has an incredible way of being able to put this team on his back and carry the load. But now he doesn't really have to all the time because we have Derrick Henry. This is a situation where his talent is being wasted because we've made several bad decisions and we've given so much into the defense that we've neglected to surround Lamar Jackson with the real talent that he needs and a functional O-line, one that's more than functional. Give us something like what the Lions have. We'll take that. In fact, we'll take Zeitler back, please. So I think we can do it. I do. But it's going to be tough. Hendo, what do you think?
On a scale of 1 to 10, I give us a 6.5. Listen, anytime that you have Lamar Jackson at quarterback, I think there is an opportunity to win a Super Bowl. I really do. And like you said, we can win it in spite of John Harbaugh and his mishaps. It's been 5 years of the same thing. And this is what frustrates me so much. It's not always the fact that we lose in the playoffs. It's the fact that we go into the playoffs every season and we do not run the ball every season without failure. In Buffalo, in a windstorm, we tried to be a passing team, but we were the most dominant run team in history. Like, these things just blow my mind. But yet and still, even though I think we can win a Super Bowl with Lamar, and we might quite possibly do that this year, I still think that we're wasting Lamar's talent, because for the last couple of years, my brother and some friends have asked me, "Hey man, how good do you think Lamar Jackson is?" I'm like, I don't know. I don't know how good Lamar Jackson can be because even after his second MVP last season, people thought he was balling, and then he showed us what he can do this year. Now you put Lamar Jackson on a team with the Detroit Lions offensive line, or just remnants of that, and you give him a Jamar Chase and a T. Higgins. And I guarantee you, without a doubt, Lamar Jackson leads the league in passing and passing touchdowns every year,
Every time.
every
Yeah,
season. But yet
for
and
sure.
still, we have to go with guys. And just because you were drafted in the first, second, or third round is not indicative of the talent that you have. Sometimes it's indicative of the need that you had as a team.
Yeah,
And right now, we have some serviceable guys. Zay is trending upwards to being a number one receiver, but he still has some issues with high pointing the ball. He has a lot of issues with drops, but give him that guy that I get it into his hands and he splits a defense. I throw it 10 yards and he's going 80. Lamar doesn't have that. So yes, his talent's being wasted. Like, I love
yeah.
Lamar and I'm glad he is my quarterback for from now till forever. But I do wish, and I said this before, I wish he would have went to the Miami Dolphins. Give him Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle and David Achain and watch him ball the freak out.
You heard it here first. Jerry Green, thank you for the donation. Thank you for this for the support. We really appreciate it. Wanted to give a huge shout out to the Wonderkin Show. Really love his content. Make sure that you go over, if you are not subscribed yet, go over and subscribe to the Wonderkin Show. I love his zeal and his fervor, especially when it comes to a voice out here in these real and digital streets for Lamar Jackson, because Lamar
It's
Jackson gets hated on so much, but it's very, very refreshing to see someone that says, listen, I'm going to speak against it because you don't have documentary evidence to support or substantiate what you're trying to say about our quarterback. So, but I mean, he doesn't just report on Lamar Jackson. He does excellent content on the
Ravens.
Baltimore Ravens in general, but I really appreciate his stance that he's taken
Facts.
for our quarterback. So make sure you go
Right.
over and subscribe.
You should
Clyde,
take. Listen, if you want to hear somebody speaking the truth, you don't want to hear this nonsense like certain people and stuff that I'm reading online about. Oh, the offensive line is a strength. Oh, Roquan Smith is just out here. His speeches are firing up the defense. First of all,
yeah,
he ain't playing well enough to fire up the defense. Like, if you want to hear the truth, make sure you check out him over there because he does some
yeah,
amazing stuff. So yeah, shout
absolutely.
out, shout out to Nitro.
Clyde is in the
Clap, clap.
building. I love that. The first time I saw Clyde in a chat, I think it was in Coach Evans, and I was like, that is really catchy. And now I look for it. I
You
do.
look
I
forward to
look for
saying
that.
clap, clap.
Yeah, I look forward to seeing it every time. Clyde is in the building. So I'm glad you're here, Clyde. Um,
100%.
if I missed a super chat, I'm trying to make sure I did not. I see you, young bull. Thanks for being here. Harbs is in our way. We definitely we got to do
Grown,
something.
right, grown men stand in their feelings. You are a Super Bowl winning head coach millionaire, and you in your feelings because I said you losing the team. Oh, and listen, that He Man reference,
Hmm.
I remember, and this is so sad. I remember when the first iteration of He-Man came out way back in the 80s. I remember the first day it was supposed to come on TV. For some reason, my family decided they didn't want to be home at 4 o'clock. And I got locked out the house and missed the first episode of He-Man ever. I was so mad at my family that day. I'm like, and I'd never been locked out before, and I was never locked out after. Just that one day. And I missed that first episode. To this day, I still don't know what the first episode of He-Man was.
Mm. There's been a request. If you would indulge us, please, Nitro, when you record your next video or you go live next time, just do one extra slap, please,
For
for
John
Explore
Harbaugh.
More. Not for John Harbaugh, for
I'm
Explore.
sorry. I'm sorry.
I mean, you can attribute it to whoever you're slapping in the video or in the live stream, but just, make sure that you do one extra one because Explore More wants to have that final slap. So thank you all
100%.
so much for showing love. I'm just going to say this. Thank you all so much for showing love to the Wonderkin Show for being here. What were you going to say, Hendo?
I was going to say 100%. So you know what? You're right. My apologies. I was wrong. Do not slap John Harbaugh.
There you
Give him
go.
an uppercut.
Derek White wants to know, do you think the front office ever reached out to Ray or Ed to coach for them? No.
No, and I don't think
Because
that's.
they're
I
too
don't think
they're
it's
too
much.
alpha. They're too alpha for them. For this, that wouldn't. I don't think it would be a good mix. No.
Not even with that. Like personally, what have you done to prove that you could coach it the highest league possible.
Mm-hmm.
Like you were great players. Great players do not always make great head coaches or great coordinators, because a lot of people don't know a lot of these coordinators that we've seen throughout the years, they played football, but they just weren't good at coaching it. Like you can tell people what you see on the field and diagnose and break down plays, but actually showing a guy what you see is sometimes very hard. So I don't think they would make great head coaches. Like maybe you start them off at a position
Yeah.
and let them work their way up. Ed Reed, I think, would have more success than two knees, but
And you
what?
just nothing. Another
Oh,
super chat.
because I call Ray Lewis two knees.
Two knees, exactly. You knew what
I
you
wasn't
did.
kneeling. I wasn't kneeling. I was
You
on
knew
two
what you
knees.
did. Stop
I was
it.
on both knees. I wasn't kneeling.
Stop that. Stop it. We have another super chat. Queendom come. I'm coming back to you. I am trying to get through to the super chat. Let me find it right here. Thank you. Thank you, Sean Coles. Super flex. We appreciate the support. Thank you all. And
Right,
if you
Nitro,
have
flex on John Harbaugh's chin.
And
Pause.
please, if you have not already, do us a favor, hit the like button. And if you are new and you are enjoying this content, because we have 31 days of content coming your way this month of December.
I got 16 shorts. I got 16 shorts coming out.
No. Oh, Wonderkin says he got you. He's got it. He's got the slaps coming. So I appreciate it. So I'm going to be looking for that. And I'm going to comment in the next video. The next video or the live stream that I see from the Wonder King show, I'm going to leave a comment and say, thank you for remembering. Thank you. I think I have all of the questions. I don't think I left anyone out. Yes, everyone is showing Nitro some love. This is so heartwarming. Thank you.
You keep telling
I think that's it.
All of the Ravens content creators. I don't care if they got 20 subscribers. We all talking about the same thing. We just giving our opinions.
Yeah.
My opinion may not be the right opinion. It's just how I feel and how I see things. And I keep telling y'all that. I don't think that I'm right about everything. Yolanda will tell you that I'm right about 99% of the things that I say, because she tells me that all the time. So
I don't say it all the time.
Once again, we're just here.
I say it sometimes, I think.
We're just here to give our opinions and just give y'all some entertainment. That's all we're doing.
That's it. It's a Friday night where we are. It's cold.
Yeah, it is.
So it's cold and we're like, listen, let's just go live, take some questions. And thank you, Osmond. Thank you for the super chat. We appreciate the support. It definitely means a lot. It does not go unnoticed, and very, very appreciated. Well, I think that is.
I think since we're getting so much love and we're getting so much support, after the season, we're doing another stadium tour.
Oh, yay! You heard it here first. You heard it here first. Yes, Jared, Nitro is that dude. You heard it here first. After this season, and when we win the Super Bowl, yes.
That'll make it even more sweet.
That will make it even sweeter. So Hendo will arrange to have another stadium tour for his patrons. So you want to make sure you go over and subscribe.
And channel members.
And channel members. Yes, patrons and channel members.
What can come up? I'll give you enough notification if you're out of state. And this time, we might go to a Ravens themed restaurant. I'm not promising anything. Ooh. Last time we were supposed to last time, but some things had happened, and now they're under new ownership.
Sean Coles. Oh, this is such a blessing. Thank you, Sean Coles. He has gifted 5 channel memberships. Wow. Nice. Thank you so much. Listen,
that is very, this is holiday spirit.
It is. Black Daniels. That is my guy.
Black was good.
You talk about King Trent TV has become a member. Thank you. Thank you. I don't have words to say.
Listen, y'all showing out.
I know y'all are showing out. Thank you so much.
Y'all are gonna make Yolanda cry.
I know. You guys know I tear up. I will. I will.
She gonna cry in the car.
Just want to say thank you, Lord Zero ILP. Thank you, Sean Coles, for the donation. Thank you for supporting the channel. This is my guy, Go Man. Even though we don't always agree, I appreciate him for being respectful, and he always shows up. He is.
Everybody's opinion is valid.
Absolutely.
Whether you're right or you're Go Man. I mean, everybody's opinion.
Wait. See,
it's like I'm just playing. I'm just saying, this is a joke. I'm joking. But Jeff J, yes, we are planning another meet and greet. this time when we do it, I want to make it something very extravagant and very unforgettable. It's just that I got to get the other fellas and see if we can put our heads together and come up with a date. But the last one was an amazing event. People showed up. We had a wonderful time. But this one is going to be, if we can get it going, y'all going to be talking about this one for a minute.
Yeah.
Freaknik 95. I don't
Andre,
mean like that
cancel
though.
Christmas
Not like
on
that
that.
though.
Cancel Christmas on that Super Bowl though, Miss Yolanda. You okay, Andre? Now
Mm,
you
mm,
yeah, okay, you talking
mm,
big now. You talking big,
mm,
Andre, but we're gonna see.
mm. It's a good thing I don't celebrate Christmas though.
Uh-oh. Osmond, generosity is its own
It is.
reward. Facts.
And pay it
Facts.
forward. No, and it's all about
Aw.
paying it forward.
That's my birthday twin, a triplet,
Yeah, it is.
because we share the same birthday, he and his twin brothers. I appreciate it.
Appreciate
Well,
all y'all.
yeah,
My
we
birthday
do.
coming up.
We
My
do.
40th birthday coming up.
Your what birthday?
40.
Now, where's his
I'm
daughter
finally,
Jasmine to kind of fact check it?
I'm finally getting out of my 30s.
Well, family, we could stay here all night and just talk Ravens because there's always so much to talk about. But
So why don't you come back tomorrow night and give them something else to watch, since you can always talk Ravens?
we sure will. We will see you
Wait,
back
wait,
tomorrow
wait.
night.
I don't speak French.
Hendo, if
I
you
speak
would please
Spanish and
let
Latin. I
everyone
don't speak
know where
French.
they can find you and what you have going on here on YouTube.
You can find me at the Road Pod on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, TikTok, and Blue Sky. I normally come out with a video from time to time, but apparently somebody has me out here live streaming each and every night of this month. But I really do enjoy it. I it's fun interacting with everyone, getting different opinions on how they feel about the Ravens and where they see the season and this team going. But hey, it is what it is. We got the week off. I don't got the week off. Team got the week off, but we'll see where it goes from there. Also, if you want to help support my channel even further, you can become a member. Just hit the join button, or you can go to patreon.com/ROUG. Like I said, join the community. We talk football, we talk life, we talk everything. We help everybody out with whatever situations that we can. And like I said, it's not just all relegated to sports. It is something that we're building here. We're building a family. We're building something where we can pay things forward, because it's not always about me. It's not always about her or you. It's about us as a whole. So if you want to, cool. If you don't, I understand it as well.
Thank you, Minister of
Appreciate
God 7. Let me pull up
it.
the comment for the super chat. That is very kind of you. You guys are keeping it real. Keep doing you. Absolutely. Thank you for the kind words. Thank you
Can't
for
help.
the support.
I'm from the ghetto. I can't help but keep it real. Shout out to Murphy Homes Projects,
I'm
which
just
is
going to
no,
keep it real
longer around.
regardless.
Which is no longer around, but though, hey, shout out to Murphy Homes Projects.
Well, excuse me. Well, you ladies, gentlemen, thank you. Thank you for being here. Thanks for joining. Thanks for the support, all the memberships, all the super chats. We can't thank you enough. And just taking your time, because that's one precious commodity that you can never get back, is your time. So the fact that you spent some of it with us tonight, it's a blessing. So thank you. We will see you very soon. And by that,
She will see you tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
She will see you. She will see you tomorrow.
Until next time, you take care.
I might have my granddaughter. I don't know.
That's okay. She can join the family. She can join all of us. Until next time, you take care, you stay safe, and always remember, go Ravens.
Fire Harbaugh. Oh.
God bless.